I should just deleted everything. Yeah. All right, perfect. Let's go to another example. Okay, here we go. Let's use this guy. So we have this high, right? We're going to just come on down. Here's the trend. All right, let's mark off our highs for now. For now, we will worry about the additional rules. Some of you guys that know the additional rules, hold on. I will get to those rules. I promise. But for now, we're just keeping it nice and light. Okay. Don't change. If you know all the rules, don't change your rules. Okay. This is introductory triangle defense. So we're taking it step by step before we get more nuanced. So here we are. We got all our highs. So which one's the last high? Right here. Last high that made the lowest low. Okay. So we got our last high that made the lowest low. Now let's see. We got respect of the horizontal structure. This looks good. We got disrespect of the diagonal structure. Looks good. That's the right order. One, two, and then disrespect of the horizontal structure right here. Three. That right there is 3 steps. Okay, 3 steps. Now, those of you guys that actually know the real rules, you guys know that this right here is one of the reasons we have the real rules. So I'm going to introduce those coming up, but you can see that we did not break structure. And that's why this downtrend continued. Okay. When this actually went up, we didn't break structure. And if you know what I'm talking about, then you know what I'm talking about. If you don't worry. I promise I will get you there. But I'm trying not to confuse the people that do know what I'm talking about. This is not an amendment. I'm not making an amendment. If you know the rules, those rules are the rules, and you want to keep operating by the high level of the rules. Okay. I'm talking to my kindergarten ORS students right now, trying to get them just acclimated to the environment, okay? So don't let these basics corrupt your advanced knowledge. All right? So we can see that this would have worked as far as the formula. Okay, let's look at one more, see if we can get a cell example. Let's do a different pair. All right, here we go. So here's the trend. So like Karen, like I was saying, you wanna you wanna use the larger trend structure on a reversal, guys. On a break and retest, a break and retest will look like this, like something breaking and retesting, like this. When it's a break and a retest, then you can use this structure. Okay, break and retest, you're using this structure. Okay. But when it's a reversal, meaning it's been going and going and going and turning, you're using a larger structure, you guys. Okay. Break and retest, you're using the other structure. So here we go. Let's look at this guy here. Excuse me. All right, here we go. Let's identify all our lows. I'll do it right here. Okay. Last, so highest low that made highest high. Highest high is here. Highest low is here. It's higher than that low, that low, that low. Okay. So impetus level right here. Okay, boom. So here's our respect, correct order. That was number one. Disrespect, correct order. That was number two. Disrespect the diagonal. And then disrespect of the impetus. That was number three. The correct order is here. Okay. That is the correct order. It is out of order when you do the impetus break. Price breaks the impetus before breaking the diagonal. That is out of order. Okay. Let me give you a wrong example, picture, and a right example picture. So now we're going to come over here. I'm going to draw it out so you can save it for yourself. Okay, here's a downtrend version. This is going to be a wrong example um, here. We're going to do a wrong example here. Okay, incorrect example. All right, so here's our zone. Okay, this would be incorrect if we make this the impetus. Okay, this would be incorrect if price ends up going and doing this. All right, this is wrong. Incorrect. Okay, why? Because let's label. Okay, respect, number one, which is correct. Disrespect, right here, number two, that's incorrect. Disrespect of the diagonal, number three, that's incorrect. Okay, it's incorrect because these are mixed up. This is out of order. We can't disrespect the impetus first, then disrespect the diagonal second. Okay? We disrespect the impetus last. That's the last thing that we do, not the second thing that we do. We disrespect the impetus last, not second. Okay? It can't be second. It has to be last. So that would tell us out of our available highs, we have a high here, a high here, a high here, and a high here. That this one cannot be the impetus. This one must be the impetus. Okay. Why? Because that would create the order that we need. Number one, check. This would turn into the second event to happen. And this would happen. This would be the third event to happen. Okay. When the market disrespected the impetus. So this is an example of an incorrect example. This is an incorrect example. Okay. Okay. The impetus, the impetus brake should never be the second thing to occur. It must be last. Okay. It must be last. Okay. It must be. All right. So I'll give you guys this. This is incorrect example. Okay. Incorrect example for the buy. I can't get to the T2 yet, Kyle, because I that would be too far ahead. We haven't even got there. I'm giving you guys this chart to save for your notes so that you guys can refer to it when you need it. Okay. Um, all right. Incorrect example. Now let's give the correct example. The correct example would be okay. So we have respect of the horizontal structure, number one, disrespect, number two, and disrespect, number three. Okay. The impetus brake is the third event in our cycle. Event number one, respect of the horizontal structure. Event number two, disrespect of the diagonal structure. Event number three, disrespect of the horizontal structure, aka the impetus. So this right here is correct. Okay. This right here is correct. See you later, Aaron. Sorry, I'm not logged in as myself. I should probably do it just for clarity. What happened here? especially since we got the other CJ in the building. All right, there we go. All right, cool. Let's get back into more of these and then we'll see. Okay, so we looked at that one. Okay. Yep. So you definitely want to zoom out, Karen, but you got the concept here. But you want to zoom out. So give me like four more. So two and two, two buys, two sells. Now that we've made the adjustment, please. That way we can you see, yeah. So you're getting caught in the tight ones. But I see what you're doing here. The principle remains true, but it's a little bit more. I want to explain it a little bit closer because if you mess around and do it this way, it's all about your targets and your expectations, right? So we're going to talk about it more when we begin to get into what Kyle asked about, which is triangle within triangles and T2s, T3s, which is a more advanced concept. This one works. This one is better, but I have a feeling still uh, that you're missing more structure. So put it this way, I should probably see unless these are break and retests, which I can't tell because I can't see more of your screen. Uh, unless these are break and retests, then you're probably too tight. Okay. You're probably too tight. And again, I'll explain one more time. The break in the retest is going to look like this. Break and retest look like this. This would be a break and retest example right in here. How the market broke the zone and then retested the zone. So you see how instead of honoring it, so think about it like this. When you are coming up like this, you should be holding that level. But instead, it didn't hold the level. It actually broke through the level and retested on the other side. This is where you're going to have those examples. So if your examples are retests, then I just need to see more of the chart so I could tell that it's a retest triangle. And then yes, you're gonna have those ones that look like yours, but it needs to be a break and a retest, right? Break and retest. So I need to see the context, or else you want to use the larger wave structure, right? Even this would be acceptable if I could see more context. So, for instance, this right here, this could have been one that you used, but I need to see more context here. I would use this one because this is the overall structure. But if you had happened to use this one, I'd be okay with this. This is a test. It isn't a retest, it's a test. But it's a test that followed a break. So there's more context here. So because it already broke and then did this test again, then coming out of here is fine too. But I want to make sure that you got down the absolute basics before we're going into these other applications. So some of you guys, um, you know, are a little bit ahead of this assignment. So I want to pull you back to the basics. All right, let's look at one more on you, Karen. Let's look, see if I can find a buy. Thank you, Karen. Let me see. It looks good, Karen. I just need to see more of the context. So you got it. I like it though. Okay. Yep, yep. Only thing, Joseph, I'd say that trend started down here, sir. I extend that out, right? Just like that. Okay, that's the whole thing. So you don't want to jump into the middle of a trend. So especially like this, you don't want to use this low. You want to use this low. So you want to come out, bring that out. Okay. But everything else I think is cool. Let's look. Um, so your impetus in your example would be here, not up here. So it's gonna be the last, the highest low that made the highest high. So your impetus level is gonna be on a low on an uptrend, on a low on an uptrend. And then this would be a sell example. So here's the thing. Whatever the market was doing while it was inside of your triangle, right? So in this case, the market was in an uptrend. It was buying. When it comes out, it's a sell example because we're selling out of the triangle. Okay, we're selling out of the triangle. So when it comes out, we're trying to go down. We want to make our pips coming down. Okay, so this would be a sell triangle, Joseph, not a buy triangle. This would be a sell triangle. But we're gonna get you there. Let's see. Let me skip to skip a little lower. Okay. This one is better. Yep. Good job. You sold out of here. I just wanted to see if you ended up getting better along the way. Now that one is good. Let's check this out. This looks good. This looks good. So respect and then disrespect and then a disrespect. Okay. And it's a buy example. This one, not so much because you didn't. So that you want to use a price zone, right? So this would be how you would have drawn it like this because that's where the price zone is. The price zone is your base, right? And this would have become your impetus. And then you would have respected here, disrespected here, and then disrespected over here. That would have been it. And yes, it would have been a buy. Yours right here, you're not touching anything, right? This is where we respected the price zone. So you want your baseline of your triangle to be uh, the the um the actual uh okay. Yep. So here, same deal. This is your triangle over here. You want your baseline here, okay? Then here's the disrespect, and then I'd say that's the disrespect here of the impetus, okay? So you want to your triangle, your base needs to be here. And then your trend, this is this right here, kind of how you're drawing it right here. That's you want your trend line to be on your highs, connected to highs. It needs to touch at least two highs within the trend, and none of your highs can be outside of your trend line. Okay? None of the highs can be outside. All right? What do I mean by that? So like let's say I drew it like this, right? And pretend that went all the way down to the price zone. This high, these highs are outside the triangle. So you can't have any highs outside. All your highs must be inside, right? All these highs are inside the triangle. So we're good to go. Okay. Right here, um, all your highs are inside, but none of your highs are touching. Okay. So that's the problem with yours. Here's a high, 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 right? And none of your highs are touching your trend line. So you got to bring your trend line out like that and partner with the baseline of the price zone. Okay. Partner with the baseline of the price zone. Same thing. Your highs can't be, you got to get them on the other side, right? So you got to do this, bring that around. Make sure your highs are inside your triangle. But then this would be the respect, and this would be the disrespect of diagonal and disrespect of the impetus. So almost there, Joseph. Got to make some adjustments. So give me four that that are right, right? Make sure when you guys are reposting that you guys are um letting me know that these are new ones. Put redo or something in there or trying again. All right. Looks 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 close. Close, Derek. So this would be your impetus, so your line needs to come down. Okay. And then, or I can't tell which one's the highest high, I'm assuming this is the highest high. If that's not the highest high, then we need to pick a different impetus. So what's going to help you guys is for you guys to identify all your lows, right? The highest lows, what I meant to say. So identify all your lows, right? And so whichever low is the low that created the highest high, that's the one you want, okay? So here, and then remember we got to follow the other principle. So I can draw my trend line like this. That could work. Or I could draw it like this. This could work too. Why? Because the only thing that I have to do for the angle is make sure all of my lows are inside my triangle. So both of those would work. I would prefer to do it the second way that I just did it, which would be to do it like this. Okay. I cut it off a little bit here. I can't be perfect on the drawing tool, but I would do it like that, and this would be my triangle. Okay, we're gonna work on this in the next session. I'm gonna really try to dial that in for you guys and work on that. Okay, and in this case, like I said, whichever one is the last low, that would be your impetus level. Okay, so thank you for sending that in. Couple adjustments on that. Let me see. Yeah. So, Chris, the same thing that I said earlier. This one would be good. The only thing you guys got to watch out is for now that I emphasize this order of operations is the order of operations. So you can see we disrespected the impetus that you identified first. We crossed that line first, then we did the disrespect here. Um, and so you wanna make that adjustment. I would just put it right here, just a little lower, right? I put it right here because this would have disrespected the diagonal first, then disrespected your impetus. Now, Krista, you're a person that I've taught you better, like you know the nuances. So also don't let this basic way interfere with that. You would have known to put the impetus right here. Okay. So those you guys that know more advanced stuff are coming to that. This would be the actual impetus. And for those you guys that understand the T2, then this would be the impetus, but then your trend line would be different. Okay. And I'm gonna leave it there for now because I don't want to get into it. But that would be the impetus. Yes, if this was a T2 and if your trend line was different. Okay. But that's all I could say for now before we get ahead of that. So it would still be incorrect because the trend line is not drawn the right way. This is okay with me. This looks good. The order of operations, respect, disrespect, and disrespect looks good to me. Um, your impetus level, like I said, uh, the way that I've taught you guys um, would stick to that. Thank you, Ava, coming on in here with the great examples. All right, appreciate it. Yep, this is textbook. Actually, hold on. Let me hold on. So the only thing wrong with this is this needs to be up here. So that's the respect. That's the respect, and then the disrespect and the disrespect. So it's just a labeling situation here, Ava. Let's look in here. Yeah, you got it. Just a little typo. Yep, yep. Order of operations looks good. This one I would say because of order of operations, we're crossing that price level first before we're disrespecting. So that impetus level would need to come up here. Now I've emphasized it now so you guys can make those adjustments. So if you got any of them that I asked you to make some adjustments, just drop some new ones in there just so that we can see it. But this looks good. Order of operation looks good. Um, you don't have to repeat the whole assignment. Just do a couple now that you understand the rules. Um, this looks good. I'm okay with this. Um, for now until I can give you guys the full rules. Yep. Order of operations looks okay. The only thing I would say about this being very picky is that that wouldn't be the low that created the high. So if we look here at the structure, this is a high. This is right here. This is a low. It's our lowest, our highest low, highest high. Okay. Then the market pulled back right here. All of this in between, the